And joining me now to talk about the final on Sunday and so much more is Ghanaian sports analyst Michael Otieje to reflect on that and, of course, Africa's journey at the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Michael, thanks so much for joining us. Lots to play for on Sunday, whether it's for Spain looking for a second title or Argentina looking to defend their title. I think they'll be the first to do it in 6 decades. How do you see it playing out? Who has the edge?
I think with Argentina games these days, it's become very risky to predict. I think that Spain will start as favorites again. I think they have the better team ethic, but they also got great individuals. That matchup between Lamine Yamal and his idol Lionel Messi will be huge. But this Argentina team does not know when they're beating. They don't fall back easily. Their experience in dealing with World Cup situations will be significant, and they have the best player in the world. So I think that while Spain will start as favorites, Argentina will have a huge say in this. You look at the way Spain did against England, in the other knockout games against Egypt, against Cape Verde. Any team that does not know when they are beating is a pretty dangerous team. And I think this is what makes Argentina very, very dangerous for Sunday.
So it sounds like you're leaning towards Argentina. Let's see how that plays out. What do you think about the third place playoffs? Doesn't get much talk, but France, England, and I think France has a new head coach. Zinedine Zidane is some of the reports we are receiving. What do you think about that match?
Well, I understand why countries at a certain level don't fancy the third place playoff, but I still think it has a place in football. Of course, you have to fulfill television needs. There is still an extra $1 million also available for whoever wins it based on the categorization of the match. But say you are England, whose best finish in the history of the World Cup was winning it in 1966. Afterwards, you finished fourth in 1990 and in 2018. And you finished third in this tournament. It will be your best finish since you won the World Cup in 60 years. I think it counts for something. For France, of course, for a team that's played the final on the last 2 occasions, playing a third place match means nothing. But that's the beauty of the World Cup. The rules are not made for the uber rich. Otherwise, the World Cup has been won by only 8 countries. For a lot of countries, the third place match still means an incredible lot, and I'm happy it stays there. I think that ultimately France just has a team that's way better. Even if they call on their second part team, I think they will be too strong for England in this game.
Well, none of the 8 teams that have won the World Cup have come from the African continent. This time round, the continent was represented by 10 teams. How do you think they performed? Did they meet expectations? Were there missed opportunities? What's your take?
I think Africa's World Cup has consistently been a tale of missed opportunities. I saw Egypt return to a hero's welcome. Understandable, because this was the first time they had crossed the group stage. The Ghana president was today talking about the team doing well, even though I saw the game against Colombia in Kansas City, and I think the Black Stars played well below their capacity. Senegal should have done way better. And against France, it was almost as if Morocco didn't believe they could win. I think the problem with Africa in the World Cup is that because the continent has not done well traditionally in the competition, every step forward looks like such a big deal. So Morocco reached the semifinal, and it's such a big deal. Ghana reached the quarters in 2010, and even though it was within a kick of getting to the semifinals, it's almost as if we're celebrating the small wins, which is good. But this continent should be a lot more ambitious. And I really think more than one African team should have at least reached the stage that the continent reached. So for me, not the greatest tournament. I really thought that the continent has enough players, enough material. The continent is bringing a lot of diaspora players on board. And Africa should be going to the World Cup having a lot more say in the way the competition is done now.
You almost remind me of a high school teacher saying, has great potential, could do better. Keep trying. So did any players impress you from the African continent? Who are the standout players that we should watch as they go back to the various leagues in the coming days?
I mean, the Ivory Coast international Yan Diomande, RP Leipzig, he's been linked with many, many big clubs, including Liverpool. One to watch out for. Ghana's Caleb Rinchi had a good tournament, so we'll be keen to look out for that. There were players like Jonas Ajita and the rest. And I like Ayub Boadi from Morocco, who naturalized to play for them just before the start of the World Cup.
Michael, sorry, let me jump in and ask you. So when the dust has settled and after Sunday's final, what do you think this World Cup will most be remembered for?
For all the issues relating to the negativity around the politics, the issue of the Somali referee at the start was bad. I also detest the fact that some countries use this to sort of almost weaponize immigration in the way that they were, whether they chose to allow referees in, players in, and all that. The World Cup has never been that. But when the football started, it's been an absolute celebration of football, and the quality has been good. I was in the US to see a lot of the games, the crowd, the passion. It lived up to what a World Cup should be.
I think that's a good way to wrap it up. Michael Otieje, thanks so much for joining us and for your analysis. Let's wait and see what will happen on Sunday. And thank you for your time.